Hey, everybody. We are really going to try to make sure this is broadcasting where it needs to be. So I'm hoping maybe someone can drop a comment and let me know that we're in the chat and let me know that we're in the right place. Okay. We are going to speaker. Okay. Melissa says hello, hello, hello. And I'm going to just go ahead and check in the group and make sure we are live there. Darlene said, hi. Okay, we are in here. Now just to find Sarah. Let me just check with her really quickly. I think, Sarah, if you unmute and talk, hopefully that will be all we need to do. So do you want to try? So do you want to try? Okay. He said, wrong link. Give her just a second to get here. Yes, Darlene, this is on Zoom also. And so that's what we're really trying to make it so that if people aren't on Facebook, they don't want to be on Facebook, they don't have to be to attend these trainings. We will see if that is going to work out for us. So Sarah was going to go first, but just because I don't want to waste your time, we are definitely, let me get this recording really quickly, and then I'll just start whether Sarah is with us or not. Okay, so you guys can tell me, I can see comments on here. So Darlene, let me know if anything goes wonky in the comments. I have to keep it muted because, oh, look, yay. Sarah is here. Okay, so I'm just going to give a quick introduction and then I am going to let Sarah take it away. First of all, I am Shanae. I am CSO of Align, Chief Strategy Officer. I love strategy. I love talking about plans. I love trying different plans. So you guys are going to hear a lot of different ideas on ways to do things from me in your business, always, because I think part of it is my teacher background. Number one, I know that people learn differently. I know that people receive information a lot of different ways, whether they're an ambassador or a consumer. So that's something you guys are going to hear me talk a lot about. And I am here today to talk sharing products with Sarah. So Sarah, I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away, introduce yourself, and then you're going to talk about FAB, and I'm going to talk about some systems for sharing.
Hello. Hopefully this works and you can all see me. Yay. Okay. So if we haven't met before, I'm Sarah Lucas. I'm our Director of Field Education here at Align. And today we're going to talk about how we share Align products with various people in your life, your friends, your family, your customers, coworkers, all of those fabulous people need to know about Align products. So sometimes it's really hard to know what to say beyond like, oh my gosh, the products are so amazing. You should totally try them, right? Like that is not super helpful sometimes. So we need to give people some proof as to why that product is amazing. So that's super helpful, whether you're sharing online, whether it's on video, your Facebook friends across America, they can't try that product right that second. So we need to be able to tell people why a product is awesome, what it's going to do for them, and why they need it in their life, right? So how do we do that without sounding like a scientist and too technical? Or on the flip side, sounding like that ShamWow infomercial person, right? We want to be somewhere in the middle. So what we like to use is a technique called FAB, F-A-B, and that's going to give them all the info and proof they need to know about a product. So let's break that down. FAB, F stands for features, and that's something about an item that will never ever change. A is advantage, so that's why that feature is important or cool. And B is benefit, so what that feature and advantage do together to make a positive impact on someone's life and their experience, what it's going to do for them. So if you use them all together, it sounds like a very cohesive thing, like you're telling them why something works and why it's good, and they're going to believe you that it's awesome. If you just list all features, honestly, that's very boring. That's like reading a recipe to someone, and no one wants to hear you read a recipe, right? Everybody just wants the chocolate chip cookie at the end. So, but if you just talk about that this cookie is yummy, they're going to be like, great, why? Like, they need to know a little bit more about it. Some people like chocolate chips, some people like oatmeal raisin. And if you don't give them a little bit of features in there, they're never going to know what kind of thing they want. So you can fab literally anything. So let's talk about a shoe. I'm waiting for my cat to jump in on here, to be quite honest. But so let's talk about a shoe. Hiking boots. A feature of a hiking boot is that they're leather. That's never ever going to change, right? That is a leather shoe. An advantage is that they are super durable. So when you have a leather shoe that's durable, that's great. But what does that do for the person wearing that shoe? That's your benefit. And so that benefit is that they will last a long time. It's a great value for your money. You won't have to buy new hiking boots nearly as often. So when you share this with someone, though, you don't want to just say those PC parts like the feature is, the advantage is, because then that sounds rather robotic and we want it to sound like you. So kind of put them all together. Say, hey, these hiking boots are a great value. They're leather, so they are super durable. They will take you through every adventure that you need to undertake, and they'll last you forever. That's how you put those all together. So when we do that, let's talk about how we do that with Align products, because we're not selling hiking boots, although now you could, but we're selling Align products. So let's talk about Renew Serum, for example. So a feature of Renew is that it contains glycoproteins. Now, that's one of those where you totally have to give people more information, right? Nobody knows what a glycoprotein is. They don't. And even if they do, they don't necessarily know why it's important to have it in their serum. So the advantage of a glycoprotein, for example, is that it helps strengthen the skin's barrier. Okay, what does that mean, right? And so a benefit is that your skin can then protect itself from the environment and pollution and all the yuckiness that's out in our world all the time to keep it healthy and resilient. So when you put that all together, you can say something like, Renew is perfect for all skin types. It has glycoproteins, which helps strengthen your skin barrier, which helps make your skin do its job and be that personal shield against all the yuckiness that's out there in the world, that helps keep your skin healthy and looking lovely. Right? Easy peasy. Does it come naturally? No. You're going to have to practice, and that's okay. That one, is it a little too sciencey for you? Maybe. So let's pick a different one. You can always choose a different ingredient. And this is where those product intel sheets that we've created for you are your number one resource. You've got so many ingredients on there. We've given you key benefits, so you can kind of put those all together. We've also written those benefits to also include an advantage too. So that way you don't have to work so hard to figure out how you're going to share these with your customers. So ginseng root, great ingredient in Renew Serum as well. It has the advantage of, so having ginseng root, that's our feature. That will always be the same in our Renew Serum. The advantage is that it can help boost collagen production. Great. So what is that benefit? Well, when you boost collagen production, which is something our body makes all the time, then your skin is going to look smoother. It's going to reduce the appearance of fine lines. And that is all something that we kind of want. Growing old is a privilege, but we want to look and feel our very best while we do that, right? So when you put it all together, you can say something like, Renew is my absolute favorite. It makes my skin look so much smoother because of the ginseng root extract, helps boost my natural collagen. It's fabulous. So, you may not sound like me when you present an item, and that's okay. But however it sounds like authentically you is what we want that to sound like. So in that last example, I did the benefit first. Did you catch that? You don't have to do them in FAB order. You can do them in whichever order feels right to you. You're also going to look at who you're talking to. So some people like me are super science nerd and they want the feature first. They're like, ooh, glycoproteins, check. Totally on my list. Some people don't care. They just want to know what it's going to do for them. So that's when you're building those relationships with your customers, wherever that may be, you kind of want to read the room and see what thing is going to be what they need the most from your little talk that you're giving them. Lastly, I'll give you one for red light wand, because that's the other product that we have. And I know that there's lots of people that have questions of like, that's awesome. What does it do? What do I need it? So when we talk about the red light wand, a feature is that it's an LED light. The advantage is that there are no UV rays, and the benefit means that it's suitable for all skin types. Easy peasy. You just can throw that out there together, because some people are like, ooh, is it going to be harmful? Nope, it has no UV rays. So it's safe for all skin types. Another set of FAB for you with the red light wand is that it has the feature of having microcurrent vibration and warmth.
Oh,
and so
for
the
Maria
advantage
Barbero
of that is that it feels so good, right? And the benefit is that you have an in-home spa
she's gonna
experience
stay
that's
with Dr.
relaxing and soothing. So nothing about the FAB process says that you can't talk about how something feels. Like, we purchase things because of how it makes us feel, how it feels on our skin, how it smells. All of those things are super important when going into a purchasing decision. So don't feel like you're not giving people information when you talk about the red light wand and how it feels on your skin. That warmth, that vibration is so relaxing, right? So that's something people need to know about. They want to know about that part. We could have the best serum, for example, or face wash, but if it felt gross on your skin, no one would want it, right? Like, it could have all of the very best ingredients. It could be a literal fountain of youth, but it felt horrible. People wouldn't use it. So don't discount how things make you feel when you use them in that overall experience. So when you use all of those together, it really gives you a lot more credibility to your customers. You're not just trying to ShamWow them with like, ooh, this is amazing, and these will do all these magical things. You're actually giving them some proof behind that feature and that advantage. All that being said, you need to sound like you. You shouldn't sound like me. You shouldn't sound like Shanae. You shouldn't sound like Jessie. I can guarantee you that all three of us would share a product in a slightly different way, because we have very different personalities. Even though we work great together, we all have different quirks. And that is why your customers connect with you. That's not why they're buying just randomly from someone else. They want to buy from you because they know you, they like your personality quirks. So whenever you're using those FAB techniques, make sure it sounds like you. And the easiest way to make sure it sounds like you is to practice. If you don't think that I didn't practice like this little talk that we're doing right now in the shower, you're totally wrong. Like, because that's where I practice things. If you like to go exercise and take a walk around your neighborhood, you can practice there. Even if you're not saying it physically out loud, but like mouthing the words, that will help you feel so much more comfortable. So practice, 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 practice. If it feels bizarre the first couple times, totally typical. That's what I would expect. Nobody's a natural at this right off the bat, but that's why we give you all the tools, all the ingredients, all of the advantages and benefits on those product intel sheets. So you can practice, you can make it your own, and you can go out and share with everyone you see. So I have faith in you. You can do it. But then once you've done it, you probably need a system for it too. And that's where we'll go over to Shanae, and she'll tell you more about that. And that's where we'll.
Okay, so thank you. I wrote down a whole bunch of things from Sarah's presentation. I am going to say, Sarah, if you want to interrupt me, you're going to have to text me because I literally have to mute my computer. You're in stereo. Like I can hear you on Zoom and then on Facebook, they both have to be open. So I can't hear anything. So if Zoom needs to, or someone needs to be muted on Zoom, that's you. If you need to tell me something, text me. Okay. So a couple of things that I want to just reiterate that Sarah was sharing with you guys. First of all, I feel like I love the idea of answering questions, right? A lot of things in her presentation, she was like, people want to know what it does. People want to know why it works, right? And I will say that is one of my favorite things about running a business is being curious and finding different ways to present things. So one thing we all know is that people need to be exposed to an idea, a concept, a product, a brand several times, several different ways. Okay. So, and from several different sources. So those are the three things I want you to think about as you are preparing a system to share product. One thing that we talked about for our April calendar, we are going to be kind of featuring one product a week where we just talk about it a little bit more in depth so that you guys are getting all of those tools, right? The FAB, the features, advantages, benefits, all the different ways that you can share it. And another thing that I loved about what Sarah shared with us is that you don't have to always share every single thing in every single post that you're talking about a specific product, okay? We're gonna present things a lot of different ways, right? Maybe one thing that you're gonna share with your clients is just about the experience. Man, you wanna experience something cool? Try this red light wand. It's super relaxing. I love to keep it at my bedside so that at night when I'm watching a show, I can just really take that moment of calm for myself, right? Talk about how it warms, how it feels. And then in a separate post or a separate sharing with one of your customers, you can talk about the benefits and why you would want to do that for your skincare routine. Okay. So let's talk just for a moment about, wait, let me just make sure I covered all the things I wanted to touch on with Sarah's presentation. So oh, the other thing she talked about that I was like, best tip. So I'm going to reiterate it. Ask people if you can practice. Okay. That is something that I carried into my business all the way until I moved over to Align. I would ask people, I would say, hey, will you be my guinea pig? What interests you most if I talk about this particular product? Or if someone says, hey, I'm interested in this product that you shared, I'll say, what made you want to reach out and ask me about it? Or what interested you the most? Really hone your craft, right? Like we want to be expert sharers. We want to be sharing with our customers and connecting with them in an authentic way all the time, a lot of different ways, right? They need to see it a lot of times. They need to see it a lot of ways. And they need to hear it from multiple sources. So our Align resources that we have available for you guys, right? These Intel sheets, this is a great way, okay? And just in case some of you haven't explored that, the Intel sheets a lot, we have one version that is for customer sharing, okay? And then we have one version that's for you as ambassadors to really get the in-depth information that you need. And Sarah has done a phenomenal job with those. I mean, everyone give her a heart if you're on Facebook or drop a thank you, Siri, in the chat. We call her Siri. She knows everything. Okay, so when you're creating this system to share your products, you really want to be making sure you're thinking about different ways, different times, different sources. So I want to talk just a little bit about setting up a plan. We are working on, as I said, focusing on one product a week. In my business, when I was in the field, I would take whatever home office or the executive team was putting out and work with them. So if we're focused on red light wand this week, right? I am going to, in my own business, on my social media and any interactions I'm having with people, I'm like, hey, I'm focusing on sharing the red light wand this week. And I'm going to create content around that. So what I would do is I would share it. I would think about sharing with a video, some sort of infographic, some sort of, or just an image of the red light wand with FAB, right? So you're going to talk about your experience. If you don't have experience with a product, what do? That's when we go to other sources. Okay. A lot of our frontline all have tried the products that are being released. They are a great resource to go to for their experience. And product is shipping. Once you have those products in your hands, it does get a lot easier. But I promise you, I have run a business before. If you work for a company that is not a minimalist line like ours, it's impossible to have every product, and you can still share about it. Okay. We have a lot of information in the ambassador resources under products, and there's going to be more and more and more. So what I would focus on as you're starting to build your system for sharing is I'm going to focus on one product a week that I'm sure I'm going to be talking about a lot, right? You need a lot of different exposures. And if you guys have not explored the quick start, day 3 literally says talking about aligned products. If you look here, there's literally a page that says aligned products. What to say. So if you don't know what to say, go find that page. It's super helpful. Okay. We have kind of an overview on this page of things that you can talk about with the brand, with Align, with our plan for our products and our product line. We even have a worksheet. So if you are going to share, let's go with Renew Serum. Okay, which product am I sharing? And then it says key ingredients and what they do. Describe how it feels. Describe the texture. Before sharing, consider the following. Who is Renew Serum good for? What? Just like Sarah said, what does it do? When is the best time to buy it? When do I use it? How do I use it, right? Where and why? Okay, these calendars that we have for you guys talking about, it really helps just outline a plan. You guys can create any plan that you want with sharing product, but if you're not doing it intentionally, I think you'd be surprised. I want to share a quick little tip, and then I'm going to probably still keep my computer muted, but I'm going to be checking chat and Facebook for questions if you guys have any. So I want to share this tip that I learned actually from a terrible, horrifying job I had. Actually, the bosses were the worst, and they literally made us track what we were working on every 15 minutes. And then they would come and hold our feet to the fire at the end of the day and be like, did you get all of your callbacks in? Did you get all, it was insane. I will tell you what I learned though, is when I'm tracking what I'm doing without someone being, controlling and horrible about it, it really informs me as to how I'm spending my time. I do track what I do in a day at Align so that for a few reasons, right? For future hires, and also just so that I know, like, where did my time go? So if you guys are creating a specific system on a calendar where you're like, okay, on Mondays, I share images from the ambassador resources about this specific product. On Wednesdays, I share my personal experience or someone else's experience. On Fridays, I go back through and I look at anyone who has commented or asked any questions about that particular product as I've been sharing. If you will do that, it will make a huge difference and it will hold you accountable. I think when I start coaching someone in their business, the first thing I tell them to do is to track what they're doing, because I think a lot of times we spend a lot of time thinking about what we're doing and how we're spending our time, and probably a little bit less time executing it than we think. And just remember, it does not have to be perfect, right? A post about Renew Serum can just be like, Renew Serum helps strengthen your skin, muscle, whatever. Contact me to find out more, right? There's a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just like Sarah was saying, it doesn't have to be super in-depth or scientific. We have great products, you guys, and you're great people, right? Those are the two things that make Align amazing, right? We have great products and you're the great people. So make a specific plan to ensure that you are sharing products a multitude of ways, the same product a lot of different times. I will literally have people be like, no one said anything on my post. I just want you guys to know, I have been sharing about Align with my friends, with my family, with my former customers, with my former teammates and things like that. And I still get messages from people that are like, what's your link? Where can I shop? And I'm like, oh yeah, you guys, I'm very on it. I have shared a lot about Align, and it just goes to show you that you think you're sharing a really specific message that's really easy to follow, that everyone understands. No, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. So a couple of things, takeaways from my portion of the presentation is to really, really set up something intentional and specific as far as sharing these products. Oh, what time is it? Okay, I'm going to show you guys one more thing really, really quickly. I want to show you your referral link and how to share specific products. If you guys want that, go ahead and drop a heart. I'm going to share my screen. I don't know why, Sarah, but it's literally showing you big on my screen. So get cute. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Okay, I am screen sharing. All right. So if you are in your account, and look, here I am as Jessie. You log in and go to your dashboard. All you have to do is go to your overview and scroll down. I wanted to show you that both of these have drop downs. Okay. So if you look, if I want to send people to a specific page like ambassador registration, that's my link for that. Okay. If I want to send a particular product, loading products, red light wand. Let's say we're going to do Renew Serum. There's my link. I wasn't sure if you guys have followed the website walkthrough or if you've been able to see that. If you share this specific link right here, it is going to send them to Renew Serum with your link. So that's a really great and easy way to make sure that everyone is getting your link and to a particular product. Okay, I am going to mute myself just for a minute. Sarah, do you have anything else to add? Do we have any questions, comments, issues? I have to mute to hear your answer.
Someone had a question on the Facebook chat because I think it got a little broken up, but what the benefit is for the warmth and the vibration. So the benefit is that it's an in-home spa experience that is super relaxing and super soothing. So that benefit is not like the most sciencey, it's going to boost your skin's productivity or anything, but it's still fabulous, right? Like who doesn't want an in-home spa experience? Like Shanae said, watching TV, put on your serum, do your red light wand, so relaxing. And I think none of us get enough relaxation in the world. So every little bit that we can get is great. So I think that was the only question that I saw that popped up that you and I hadn't answered. So I wanted to make sure that was on the video.
Okay, unmuting. One last thing, if you guys want to see a specific example of how you could share online or like in your community, however you're sharing, right? If maybe you have like a specific Align Instagram so that people who want to hear more about your business are following that. Whatever it is, if you go into day, do you remember, Sarah, what day we have the VIP? I think it's day 9. I did put a link, just go find VIP day. I did put a link into a calendar that would be an example of what I used to use in my business. And I took a lot of different pieces from a lot of different people, like so many that it would be impossible for me to credit all the geniuses that I borrowed from. But it really lays out, okay, Mondays I share about this, Tuesdays I share about my life, Wednesdays I share about this, da 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 da. And one thing that I would recommend is just being intentional about sharing, okay? And just remember, which this applies to what Sarah said and what I said, make sure you're sharing a lot of different times, a lot of different ways, and from multiple sources. Okay, Stacy said, yep, you're right, it's day 9. Okay, we value your time and we appreciate you being here and being on for our first official training. Hopefully this worked okay to be live on Zoom and Facebook. If it did not, we will be making adjustments in the future. But we are so impressed with what you are doing here at Align and so thankful you're all here. Get sharing.